Yo, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy, Mr. Locario and Miles Cunningham. Listen, we was before I put on this goddamn camera, we were talking about how a lot of times dudes be on some shit when it comes to dealing with women because, or I was saying like dudes can't handle
They don't know what they're up against.
You guys don't know what you're up against when it comes to you dealing with girls.
Right.
Which is why it's so hard for you and why you're so frustrated.
Right, and why you need to respect and learn game.
Exactly.
You know
because this is the thing. Women, they're fickle, flaky, emotional, irrational, indecisive.
They have low self-esteem.
Low self-esteem, all this shit, right? So what happens is that when you're out here and you don't understand this, right, you start to internalize the reactions women are giving you and you start to take it personal. So let's say, for example, you out trying to holler at a girl or some shit, and she give you the number, you hit her up, and then she flaking on you, and then you go to the next girl, you get her number, you hit her up, and she's not returning your calls and all this other shit. You start to think, damn, well, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And so what happens is that you start to internalize that thinking that, well, I guess girls don't like me. And then you start to have low self-esteem. And then when you try to, talk to more girls, you're talking to them with that low self-esteem energy.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And this is why we talk about confidence and why confidence is important, because it takes for you to have that mental toughness, that emotional stability to work through the bullshit.
Right.
In order to find the chicks that's going to cooperate with you.
Right.
To find the chicks who's going to make shit pop off with you. But if you're sort of like, just on some weak shit, and when I say weak shit, I mean that you're allowing what women do to basically get to you. You understand what I'm saying?
They're allowing the female responses to your game to change your game.
Exactly.
To change who you are.
Exactly.
To change how you approach. To change period. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's why we try to tell y'all, look at yourself a certain way, be comfortable with who you are. You understand what I'm saying? Because when a lot of guys, because there's a difference between a guy who his identity is being a fly nigga,
right,
and a nigga who's trying to be fly.
Exactly. Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because what happens is when you're trying to be fly and let's just say on a particular night, you get a bunch of whack responses from these chicks. You might the nigga that's trying to be fly might say, well, maybe I was too fly. Maybe I was too overwhelming. Maybe I came on too strong.
Right.
Maybe I need to switch up my game and be a little bit more on a little bit more low key. But so what's gonna happen is next time you go out, you're not gonna wear certain things. You're not gonna put on that certain cologne. You're not gonna, like a nigga like me. Sometimes I'll wear shades indoors, just to look like that extra fly nigga. Just because I know I'll be different from everybody else in the spot. Because these are prescription. So I actually see clearly in these shits.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But nobody knows that.
Right.
And the average person might just be looking at me thinking, oh, that nigga's ridiculous. He's wearing shades indoors.
Right.
But the point is, you're gonna notice me though.
Right, exactly.
And because I know who the fuck I am, I'm not afraid for you to be thinking that I'm weird or I'm crazy for wearing shades indoors. Because that's who I am. But back to the nigga that's trying to be fly. He might try and say, oh, I'm gonna try out these shades tonight. But then when somebody looks at him and says, oh, you're ridiculous, or when he doesn't get the response he wants from the women, he'll be like, maybe these ridiculous ass shades, is the reason why I didn't get those girls.
Right.
So he won't wear the shades. He'll switch up his game.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's the difference between the nigga who is consistently saying, well, fuck that, I wear shades indoors because that's what I do. Like, you remember that song Wyclef did back in the day called I Wear My Sunglasses at Night?
Right.
Because that's what I do.
Right.
And nobody's going to change that.
Right.
I don't give a fuck what these bitches is talking about. That's who I am. It's who I am. And you're not going to change that. Your reaction, your different responses is not going to change that because I know who I am. You understand? And that's the difference. So So the guy that's trying, he'll always be flip-flopping and changing, just like the emotions of these bitches.
Exactly.
You understand? And he'll never actually understand the game. Why? Because every time he gets a certain response, he's someone else.
Exactly.
Every time he gets a certain response that he might want or that he might like, he's actually a different person because he's doing something else. But the nigga that's actually a fly nigga, he's always wearing his shades.
Exactly.
Every time you see him, he's wearing his shades, right? So it's like, well, that's who that nigga is.
Exactly.
And if the bitch really want to get to know him, then she gotta deal with that.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's when you start to attract the caliber of females that respond to you.
Right.
So in the long run, it's actually easier for you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because
Right.
those females are willing to deal with the person that you actually are. And when you do get those responses, it's all good because every time you've gotten those responses, you are being exactly who you are. You know what I'm saying? So the proof stays in the pudding.
Right.
The proof stays in the pudding.
Right.
There's a level of consistency that doesn't, that, you know, allows you to say, look, this is who I am, and this bitch, she seemed like she's down with this because I'm consistent.
Right.
And she keeps responding to me the way I want her to.
Right.
So and again, nothing is guaranteed, but at least you have a more solid indicator of how much she's feeling you.
Right.
Based on her response. Because with you being consistent, you have nothing else to compare it to. You understand what I'm saying? You are the reference point.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the difference between the nigga that's trying to be fly and the nigga that's actually fly.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And also just understanding that when you're dealing with women, you guys, because, you know, dudes always want to act like they on some red pill shit and they know female nature and all this other stuff. But it's like, I don't think dudes understand this whole female nature shit, because if you did, you wouldn't make how the woman's reacting to you change who you are. You know what I'm saying? Or make you feel a certain type of way about who you are. So if you talking about, well, oh, this girl flaked, or this girl did this, or, you know, I didn't get no ass from this chick and she was playing games and all this other stuff. If you're, you know, really, you know, upset about that all the time and all this other shit, you don't understand that this is what happens when you're dealing with women. This is what you have to go through. So just like you were saying with that fly dude, if he's trying to be fly, that's the guy who's putting on the appearance of confidence.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so now when a woman doesn't react to you the way you want, because you don't understand the game and because you don't understand female nature and all this other shit, you look at it like, oh, well, she doesn't like me because maybe she thought I wasn't fly enough. So maybe I got to switch this up and switch that up and see the guy who's actually confident, the guy who knows he's fly. You understand what I'm saying? He just realizes, yo, chicks are goofy, and I'm just going to find the chicks who are going to cooperate with what the fuck I'm doing, and and that's it.
Right.
That's it. And see, you got to understand that, you know, like we were saying, that a lot of dudes don't know what they're in for, because I hear dudes all the time talking about, yo, why I gotta approach so many women? Because you fucking have to approach so many women. You understand what I'm saying?
You know what I want to talk about? Because as you was talking, I was thinking about this. you know that phrase, "Let women chase you." Think about this. Let's break down that phrase. Let women chase you. The most important part of that statement is you. Right?
Right.
And I'm explaining that. So is what I was talking about before. When you're trying to be fly, you'll switch shit up just to try to get the responses that you want from these women. The idea of letting women chase you is about being you consistently.
Exactly.
And it's not that the women are gonna come to you necessarily.
Right.
You still gotta go approach.
Right. Exactly.
You still gotta go talk to them. But the point is, every time you flex your cold approach muscles, whatever you want to call it, every time you talk to a female, that's you authentically.
Right.
You're giving them a real taste of who you are. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It does. You don't necessarily change. Now you can evolve.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, because we about to upgrade. We about getting better.
Right.
But you don't change.
Right.
So if you a nigga that wears shades, you'll evolve. You'll get better looking shades. You might try a different, tint, different colors, different designs, whatever. but you still a nigga that like to wear shades. That's who you are.
Right.
You understand? So the evolution might be an upgrade in the type or the quality of the shades that you wear. But it's not that you're gonna stop wearing the shades. So as an example, you understand? But the fact of the matter is when a lot of times when cats say, "Oh, let women chase you," a lot of dudes is like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna just sit back and then wait for choosing signals and all that pussy shit."
Right.
You understand? But what it really is it's about learning how to be you and being you consistently and being thoroughly happy with that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. And you let her chase that. Let her chase that part of you, that you know who you are. Because this is the thing. If you're, like you said, let's say you're that guy who's consistently wearing those shades, right? And we're just simplifying this.
Right.
So you understand. What we mean is you may talk to 10 chicks, right? And only one out of those 10 chicks are gonna be responsive to you in a way where she's feeling you, right? Let that one girl deal with you. You understand? Meaning, like, let that one girl cooperate with you and let her show you that she's fucking with who you are. So you didn't have to change to get her. You didn't have to take off the shades to get her.
Right.
You got her with your shades on.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But what most dudes will do is they'll be like, "Oh, I talked to 10 girls and, you know, only one of them like me or none of them like me, so I should just take off these shades now." You see what I'm saying? And that's not being confident.
That's not being confident.
You see what I'm saying?
That's not being you. Most importantly, it's not being you.
Exactly.
Confidence, again, you know, if you look up the Latin root word, confidence has to do with reliance and trust. You understand? And all it's really saying is that you trust your own identity.
Right.
There's something about you that you know and that you believe in, that you have faith in, and you have trust. And so anything that is unique about you, you accept it. And you're able to be happy about it, to the point where you can share it with others and not feel uncomfortable.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's what it's really about. And so so that's a lot of you guys who worry about, like, hypergamy and chicks liking other dudes and all that stuff. You shouldn't really worry about that. What you should always worry about is cultivating who you are. Cultivating who you are. Fall in love with who you are, so much so that it's like it's not like if chicks will like who you are. It's when.
Exactly.
It's when, because you're gonna meet the chick or chicks that like who you are.
Exactly.
But then again, thinking about that, then that's why we tell you too. It's still always a numbers game.
Exactly.
You still gotta put in that work. You still gotta go meet these chicks. You still gotta go in the street, holler, do what you gotta do.
Right.
You understand? But while you're working on your numbers game, continually cultivate who you are.
Exactly.
And be in enthusiastic love with who you are.
Exactly. And you gotta accept that chicks are gonna be chicks. And don't fucking let their actions make you feel a certain way about yourself.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Even both ways. Like, this is the thing. I remember I heard this I forgot where it was from, but I remember it was like a coach or something like that. And he's told his players, he said, "Listen, if somebody walked in after a game, they shouldn't be able to tell if you won or lost."
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because you should have this, energy of nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to sort of like change or influence my state of happiness and my state of well-being and all this other stuff. So what I'm saying is that don't feel like shit because a girl rejected you or flaked on you. Right. But at the same time, don't feel like, oh, I'm the man because some chick fucking wants to go out on a date with you. You see what I'm saying? You should feel like you're the shit, and you should have that love for yourself regardless. You understand? No matter what happens.
Exactly.
You see what I mean? And that's where that real confidence is. That's when you really understand your value and who the fuck you are. All this other shit, and this is the funny part, the reason why y'all are having trouble and issues with women is because you haven't figured the shit out yet when we're talking about you understanding your value and you sticking to who the fuck you are. That's really the main thing.
Right.
That's really the main thing. Because what happens is that once you understand who you are, once you're confident, once you understand your value, when you approach a chick and she feels that energy and she's like, God damn, this dude, he's on point, I like him and all this other stuff, she's liking you, and what happens is you don't have to do anything because you're already it. You understand what I'm saying? Dudes always, oh, what's the pickup line? What's the best way to... Nigga, all of this shit falls into place once you figure out who the fuck you are. You understand what I'm saying? All this shit falls into place. All the little, technical and basic shit, that's just little basic shit to fine-tune shit. That's nothing. But the essence of who you are is gonna make the chick wanna fuck with you without you even having to do anything.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But just be who you are.
I give you an example. Last night, I met a chick, right? And she looked, her body looked nice, and she was dressed really nice and shit. And she sat down next to me. She was pushing some shit. She was a part of some company or something. So she sat next to me and she was pushing her wares or whatever the fuck. But just to give you the perspective, the type of average dude will look at a girl and be like, wow, I like your hair, or I like this, or I like that. You look nice tonight, whatever. Or you're cute. Or that's the average dude type shit. I'm the type of nigga, because I know who I am, I'm the type of nigga, I love fresh breath. Okay? Because I've been in situations where I've met pretty bitches, but they got stink fucking breath. Now, so this chick comes and she's sitting next to me and she's talking kind of close because we didn't want to disturb people in the venue or whatever.
Right.
And I smelt the chick's breath. Now, the one compliment I gave this chick, I said, I'm really enjoying your breath right now. It smells really fresh.
Right.
And she almost fell out laughing, bro.
Right.
Like, she was like, oh my God, this is what the first shit she said. She said, I didn't expect that.
Right.
And then from that point, I had my hand on her back. I'm touching her, talking, laughing, got the number and everything. You understand? Had this bitch smiling. Everything was good. I bring it up to explain to you that, notice my brain, my experiences, the person that I am, the fact that I paid attention to, I could have talked about anything else, her dress, her smile, whatever. I chose to talk about her breath because that's what I wanted to talk about. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't want to give her some average nigga compliment. I wanted to give her my compliment.
Right.
When I made the compliment, she said, wow, I didn't expect that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what opened her up to who I was. And that's what made her comfortable in me touching her and this, that, and that, and the third. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I bring it up to explain to you guys that even in, like, everything about you should shine through. Even the way you break the ice, the way you compliment, the way you express who you are, what you like, and what you're about. You should be the part shining through. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all too general when you try to act like the last nigga. And be like, oh, you're pretty cute. Oh, I like that dress you're wearing, or like, that's regular nigga shit. Like, talk about what you like. Talk about what you like.
Right.
Period. There's not, like, you can't be uncomfortable. You can't, feel any type of way. You understand? Because I was like, she was talking to me and I was like, yo, this bitch breath smell good. You know what I'm saying? That's all I could think about.
Right.
Because that's me.
Right.
That's me. I like fresh breath. I like that type of shit. And then when I told her, it blew her fucking mind.
Right.
That's the type of impression you want to have on these chicks. Not average nigga shit. But you only get that from, like I said, being exactly who you are. Like, expressing that, making it shine through. You understand what I'm saying?
Facts, and not letting nothing a chick says, does, get to you. This is what I'm telling you guys, all right? So that's pretty much it. We out of here, people. All right? Peace.